Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Stephanie Vandiver. I am with NWIBRT, and welcome to Meet the General Contractor webinar series with our host, Larson Danielson Construction Company. We appreciate you all being here. We'll keep it to a half an hour, and we just want to give you a little rundown of NWIBRT. Most of you are probably already members, but if you're not, NWIBRT is an independent nonprofit council of businesses that are committed to the improvement of construction and maintenance projects here in Northwest Indiana. The purpose is to increase safety, to provide cost-effective solutions to the challenges faced by our owners and contractors, and also our labor. If you would like more information about joining NWIBRT and the membership levels or how you can participate, check out our website, NWIBRT.org. You can find all the information there, but we'd love to have you. For those who haven't been on this platform before, it's called GoToWebinar. You are all automatically in muted mode as an attendee, and so you don't have to worry about any of your sound coming through. If you have any questions that you would like presented to Larson Danielson during the live Q&A at the end, please type them in during the presentation in the question area and hit send. We'll receive them, and at the end, I'll present those questions to Larson Danielson. We are going to keep it to a half hour today, so we'll get to as many of your questions as we can. But if we don't get to yours, we'll pass it along to Larson, and hopefully you can get in contact with them directly. With that being said, I will pass it over to the main attraction. We are grateful to have Larson Danielson as our host today. Enjoy the presentation.
Thank you for joining us today to learn about Larson Danielson Construction Company. I'm Tim Larson, President. Joining me today to tell our story is Tony Oz, who's in charge of our pre-construction and design services, Jonathan Fogelsong in charge of our estimating and budgeting services, and Dave Merkel in charge of our project execution and delivery. A little history about Larson Danielson Construction. We were founded in 1908 by Emil Danielson and Charles and Frank Larson. At the time, Emil Danielson was a masonry contractor, and the Larson brothers were carpentry contractors. And they found they often appeared on the same job sites and decided that it was time to join forces and become a general contractor. Didn't take them long to earn the reputation as a quality builder in the area, producing the finest quality buildings around. And 100 years later, let me tell you a little story about how they still impact our organization. When I was a young boy, at a curious age as boys are, I wanted to learn about this family business of construction and what it was about. My grandfather was telling me some things, and he told me a story about how one day Emil Danielson, who happened to be a perfectionist, showed up on one of their job sites, was looking over the work that they had done, and was looking at a wall that the masonry crew had built that day. He called his crew over and said, "Tear down this wall and build it right this time. This isn't good enough. Put our name on it." Well, to a young boy, that seemed pretty strict and harsh to me, but it was the right thing to do at the time. And over the years, I've come to appreciate what they did and the example they set for us as our founders of the company. If you look at our logo, you'll see a tagline on there that says, "Quality construction since 1908. That's not something we just created for marketing purposes. That's something we've earned over the generations, as that quality legacy has been passed down. We've evolved over the years, and we provide construction to our clients on several different delivery methods. We still do a lot of work as general contractor, responsible for the project from start to finish. For probably 50 years now, we've been providing construction management services to our clients, acting as their construction manager. More recently, as the state legislature allowed what's called CMC, construction manager as constructor, we've been able to do a lot of construction management jobs and do some of the work with our own forces. For decades, we've also been doing design build. We've now got a technical staff that includes architects, professional engineers, providing us the ability to be our clients' one source connection from the initial concept of wanting to do something all the way through design construction to final completion. Also, a lot of people think of us as the guys who just do big projects. Well, we've developed our Facility Services Group, FSG as we call them, and they're here to provide our clients with all of their necessary answers to their many small construction projects. We realized years ago you had to handle the small jobs differently than you do the large jobs. FSG does a lot of maintenance type work, repair type projects, all the way down to those little emergencies that arise in a facility. Let me give you a little testimony of what they can do. Several years ago, when a tornado came through the southern part of LaPorte County and hit Union Mills, we got an urgent phone call from Wells Fargo Bank down there late in the afternoon, and they said, our bank's lost part of its wall and our windows. We can't go home and leave our bank unsecured. We're open to the weather at night. What do we do? Well, our FSG crews quickly mobilized, got down there, boarded up the facility, made it secure and tight, weather tight. And just as they were finishing up, the news crews pulled into town to film the tornado damage, only to find that our crew had beat them there and gotten some of that taken care of. One of the reasons FSG can pull off some of these projects, they can draw on the resources from our company, both our engineering and design department and our crafts. To help control our projects, we like to do a lot of the work with our own employees. We've got a concrete division that can handle from the smallest job up to very large, complicated structures. Our masonry crews do all types of masonry work, including masonry restoration in older buildings. Our steel erection crews can erect all types of steel, from conventional framing, pre-engineered metal buildings, down to miscellaneous steel projects. And of course, our carpentry crews can do all kinds of wood frame projects, including architectural millwork, doors and windows, finishes such as drywall and acoustical, and all of those specialty items that come up on jobs. We also rely on subcontractors to do some of the work, and we look for those subcontractors that have that commitment to quality we do, and we treat them with respect in the same way we do our employees as part of the building team. And of course, in the field, all of this happens under the guidance of our superintendents, most of which have been with Larson Danielson for years and have come up through the ranks, had the opportunity to be trained under experienced superintendents and learn the LD way before they're put in charge of a project. We cover a wide geographical area, mainly across most of northern Indiana, into the Chicago region and up into southwest Michigan. To give you an idea of some of the examples of the different types of projects we can do, we have industrial, educational, K through 12, higher educational, such as work at Notre Dame, healthcare, hospitals and healthcare facilities. Done a lot of commercial work in the automotive business, hospitality type projects such as restaurants, retail and hospitality, public works such as the Michigan City Police Station, public works and recreational facilities such as a 13-acre development at Howard Park in South Bend, warehouse and distribution facilities. I hope that gives you a little insight to Larson Danielson, and now I'll turn it over to Tony Otts. Tony?
Thanks, Tim. As Tim mentioned, my name is Tony Otts. I'm the Director of Pre-Construction Services and Design Services here at Larson Danielson. With all the different skills and things that we do that Tim mentioned, I like to think of ourselves as a full-service construction partner. Yeah, we do typical hard bid, but we do a lot of other things here as well that extend beyond just what you see in the field. One of those things that we do are design build services. We've offered design build here at Larson Danielson for nearly 50 years. Design build in itself is not new at all. It's been an accepted process. Like I said, we've done it for quite some time for non-residential projects for many, many years. But over the last 30 years, it's really grown in popularity. Back in the 80s, design build accounted for about 16% of construction in the United States. Today, it's around 40% of all non-residential work. Here at Larson Danielson, design build can take many different forms, whether it be a fee-based process with a negotiated fixed price later, or In some cases, we can even fix a price before design is complete on projects where the parameters of the project are well established. What makes Larson Danielson unique in our abilities to deliver design build projects are some of the things Tim mentioned earlier. Our in-house capabilities as far as design. We have 2 licensed architects here in the office, one of whom is also an interior designer. We also have 5 licensed professional engineers. Our design group is fully Revit capable. So for people who aren't familiar with what Revit is, it's a 3D industry standard design software that we've been using here at Larson Danielson for over a decade. Those skills and abilities that we have in the office also allow us to coordinate better with outside consultants when they need to be involved. A little bit later, Jonathan Fogelsong is going to talk more about our cost estimating and budgeting processes, but that's another in-house service that we offer that allows our teams to work seamlessly through design build projects. So budgeting and design is completed and crafted along with design throughout the project. Our ability to generate and produce and share detailed, accurate cost information to our clients is invaluable to them when they're trying to make decisions on how to go forward on a project. In addition to the design build services, we also manage pre-construction services on various projects, regardless of how the project is delivered. Now, pre-construction services can take many different forms. For example, on a greenfield project, a brand new clean site, we can offer services to our clients that involve preliminary zoning analysis, environmental review of sites, geotechnical analysis through consultants, and even planning initial layouts of the site to make sure that a site will actually work for your use. If you're looking at an existing building or a brownfield site, we can extend those services as well. Those may involve, again, geotechnical or environmental concerns on the site, evaluation of an existing building to see whether or not your uses are going to fit inside of that building, and even an analysis of an existing structure to make sure that it will suit your needs structurally or mechanically, and also looking into existing infrastructure to make sure that the site may have the proper electrical or utility needs that your project will need. In any of these cases, the early involvement of our team has become an imperative to our projects being successful on design build projects and many other pre-construction services projects. We can offer all of these skills up front to help clients make better decisions early rather than later in a project. A great example of that, as Tim was talking earlier, we just recently completed a project for GAF in Michigan City that integrated all of these skills. It was a design build project on a 30-acre development. This development included a 200,000 square foot warehouse, a security building, a rail unloading platform, and over 24 acres of concrete pavement. Now, GAF had built a similar facility in Texas before, but this site in Michigan City presented some unique concerns. There were logistical concerns as far as abandoning and rerouting some roadways, replatting land. There were zoning concerns regarding adjacent property owners, as well as wetland mitigation that had to be completed on the site. We also coordinated with South Shore Rail to add rail spur service to the site. All of these activities were completed and coordinated together as a team, not only with ourselves, but with the owner's development partner, and our design professionals to make sure that the project was developed seamlessly. This early involvement allowed a tremendous amount of coordination to be done, a tremendous amount of cost savings to be realized early on in the project. And just within the last 30 days, we've been able to turn this project over on time and within budget. Speaking of budget, we're going to turn it over to Jonathan Fogelsong, who is our estimating manager.
Thanks, Tony. And as Tony said, I'm Jonathan Fogelsong. I'm responsible for all of our estimating teams here at Larson Danielson. You know, whether we're working on a detailed cost estimate or if we're working on a traditional bid build or a project with a client that we've brought in on the front end, as Tony said, in the design build situation, At Larson Danielson, all of our estimators and teams are adaptable to meet the needs of a client. We know that we must take time before a single shovel is lifted or a hammer nailed to really visualize and understand how the entire project is put together. The purpose of the estimate, we feel, is twofold. One, for the client who's considering undertaking a project. The purpose of the estimate or a budget is to provide a reasonable, accurate idea of the cost of a project so that they can make a wise business decision. For us, as a general contractor, the purpose of the estimate is to allow us to enter into an agreement with confidence. A good estimate also helps our customers from overpaying, and while serving also as a plan for us to produce and execute the project successfully. To accomplish these goals, our estimators take a systematic and team-based approach. It is not uncommon for our estimators to be talking to project managers and others in our office, as well as talking with our field staff and others outside of our company to really get a full grasp of each task within the project that it will take. Our estimators strive to understand all parts of the project, from the client needs, from the construction sequence and project schedule, available labor and materials, to produce an accurate and complete estimate. One of the key advantages at Larson Danielson is our ability to budget and value engineer to create the best possible value for a client. Budgeting can make or break a job very early in the project. Larson Danielson's got significant knowledge with relevant costs, which we use in the budgeting process. We combine this knowledge of costs with the client needs, as we said, and to produce a budget that will allow them to make the best business decision. Because it's our goal to create the best possible value for a client, it's natural for us to incorporate value engineering into all of our proposals. Whether we are involved in the pre-construction planning process or not, we are always thinking of the best way to build something, the most efficient, what are the right materials to use in a project. For example, last month we were awarded a $6.8 million project, and as part of that project, we produced and were accepted over $6.8 million project, $387,000 in value engineering. That was 5.6% of the project that we were able to provide in a cost value directly back to the owner. Now that only happened because we, as Larson Danielson team, worked together with the architect and with the owner of the building to make it happen. Larson Danielson strives also to maintain strong subcontractor relationships. On any given project, 60 to 70% of our work could be produced by subcontractors or suppliers. And so we maintain a strong database of competent subcontractors and suppliers for all of the categories of work that we participate in. Depending on the type of project, we pre-qualify all of our subcontractors. And for that, we're looking to see, do they have a strong reputation? Can they work well with us? Do they have the financial backing to be able to handle the work that may be in front of them? At Larson Danielson, we believe that great estimators understand the building process and the many ways to construct a building. They surround themselves with smart and experienced people and present a fully thought out proposal. We believe our estimating team, along with all of us at Larson Danielson, are among the best in the business. We love to build, and we hope it shows. To talk about actually constructing the projects that we estimate and prepare is Dave Merkel, who's in charge of our project execution.
Thank you, Jonathan. As Director of Project Management at Larson Danielson, I oversee a group of 14 project managers with over 329 years of experience. That's an average of 24 years of experience per per project manager, so that they all bring a wealth of experience to your project. And those that don't bring quite as much experience bring a great deal of hard work and enthusiasm, as we have a nice mix of experienced and younger project managers. We work hard to match the needs of every project to the capabilities of the project manager. Project managers are largely college educated here through engineering programs with 5 licensed professional engineers in-house, or through building technology programs. And a few have worked their way up through the trades, through the ranks of our superintendents. Our project managers are unique individuals who are comfortable working collaboratively with professionals such as owners, architects, and engineers, as well as working collaboratively with tradesmen and women, such as laborers, carpenters, cement finishers, ironworkers, and operators, all to solve construction problems. Our project managers are well versed in digital measures of collaboration, but we know the point of such programs such as CPM scheduling, document management, such as Procore and Newforma, Bluebeam and Bluebeam Studio, and accounting and project management systems are really to better communicate and work towards a successful project. We use these platforms to keep the entire team, and especially our clients, informed with up-to-date information. While our project managers serve as the leader of your project, they, along with the superintendent, serve to cultivate a team approach to successfully build your project. Our superintendents are largely people who have worked their way up through the trades, predominantly, but not exclusively, carpenters, and they add another 502 years of experience to our project teams. That's an average of 25 years per superintendent. So if you're keeping score, superintendents have the project managers by a year. Like myself, Ray Raylander, our general superintendent, is committed to assigning superintendents with the right skills to your job. And like myself, he has a lot of different skill sets to choose from. We always strive to put the right pair on your project. Tim alluded to our FSG division, and 3 of these project managers and 3 of the superintendents are committed to running a wide array of your smaller but not less important projects for our FSG division. They are geared to be particularly responsive and adaptive, to take care on smaller projects that are many times emergency or urgent in nature without missing a beat. They really know just how to get a project moving from 0 to 60 in minutes to days when there isn't time for extensive planning. Please remember to call them for your quick hitters. At Larson Danielson, we're serious when we say safety is our #1 priority. No one wins if someone gets hurt on a project. That is why years ago we instituted our workplace safety program to bring adherence to safe work practices to the forefront of every employee's mind. The program is constantly evolving. The one thing that we really push is that every Larson Danielson employee has the right and the obligation to shut down an unsafe operation when they see it happening. They each sign off that they understand this when they hire on. This program allows us to keep our EMR and our incident rate below industry averages. We use a safety app on our phones that allows every project manager, superintendent, foreman, or company manager to provide a safety audit. Also, a few years ago, we instituted a 0 punch list policy because we believe doing work right the first time and not coming back to make corrections is achievable. At the heart of our 0 punch list policy that we have developed, at the heart of our 0 punch list policy are checklists that we have developed for most construction operations. Each checklist aims to alert the tradesmen to the collective lessons we have learned in our 112 years in business and the 831 collective years of experience that our project managers and superintendents have. With that, I'll send it back to Tim.
Thank you for joining us today to learn about Larson Danielson Construction. We appreciate the time you spent with us this morning, and now we'd be happy to take any questions you may have.
Hi guys, thank you so much. Great presentation. We'll get right into it. Our first question is, to what do you attribute your ability to remain a leading contractor in Northwest Indiana for over 100 years?
I'll take that one. Well, a couple of things come to mind, Stephanie. Number one is employees. It's amazing what they can accomplish. Now, I always say, treat them with respect, give them the resources they need, and let them show you what they can accomplish. Also, what comes to mind is that commitment to quality. A lot of our clients are long-term repeat clients, and they would not keep coming back to us if we weren't giving them a quality product. And also, I think the attitude. We talk to our employees a lot about attitude. It's not just what you do, but it's how you do it. And I tell our employees that there's going to be a lot of problems that come up on a job site. And the owner probably won't remember all those little problems, but what they will remember is how you handled them. And the last thing is, I think the building trades in Northwest Indiana, we've got a lot of great craftsmen here. They're well trained and they love to produce quality work, and we like to let them show off their way they can do things. So I think those are the main things that have helped us be a long-term contractor.
Excellent. Another question that came in, how do you maintain a culture of safety at Larson Danielson?
You gonna handle that, Dave?
Sure. Well, like I said, a few years ago, we looked at where we were at and we developed the Work Stay Safe program. And the point was to try to push each craftsman into doing what they knew was right and educate them to what was right and wrong. So it was really about educating our people to what they needed to, what the proper standards and the right way to do things were, and then empowering them to say, no, that isn't right. If somebody is asking me to do something a way that I'm not comfortable with, to stop it and know that I have the backing of company management when I say there's a safer way to do this.
Excellent. As far as design or build projects, what is the best time to engage your services?
I think I'll take that one. Honestly, for anything that's going to involve design build services or pre-construction services, really the earlier we can get involved, the better. There's so many projects that we've worked on, honestly, for extended periods of time, just helping owners to evaluate different sites and different options as they plan their future. The earlier we can get involved to help you, the better value you're going to see and the better decisions we're going to help you make.
Great. How much success have you had with your zero punch list program?
Well, we've had a lot of success with it, and but it's obviously not easy, and it's not possible to get 100% of the time. But it really comes back down to the story Tim told earlier about Emil Danielson. It's getting people to realize that if something isn't right, it isn't right, and I remove it and correct it right away, and not hope that at the end somebody misses it on a punch list or it doesn't show up on a punch list. If it's not right, let's get it corrected right away. And it's something, you know, that we're trying to educate our people with, our subcontractors with, and it just takes constantly expressing that need to fix things right away rather than letting them linger.
Wonderful. That's all the questions that we have time for today. Thank you so much to your whole team for presenting your information. It's gone quick, and for answering all the questions. Thank you for everyone who has attended. We appreciate you and appreciate you being part of this Meet the General Contractor series and your support of NWIBRT. This video, if you'd like to watch it over again or share it, it will be available on our new YouTube channel next week. You can follow us or subscribe to our YouTube channel or follow us on any of our social media channels for NWIBRT. We appreciate you being here today with Meet the Contractor with Larson Danielson, and we encourage you to join us next time, which will be December 3rd, same time, same place, and we will have ACMS group. Thank you so much. Everyone have a great day.